Well, hello everybody, it's Lulu and welcome to my channel and my Sunday night chit chat. Cheers to you. Isn't this pretty? It's a hand-painted glass, lilacs, because we're not quite in lilac season, but you know, it's really starting to feel like spring in the Chicago area. Probably a blizzard is on the way, but the trees are starting to bud, so I thought, I have a set of 4 and they're all different flowers, but isn't that beautiful? So let me start by cheering you and cheering me for making it through another week. Let me tell you. Okay, let's get down to business, which is my headband. Last week, the stars won. I was actually quite surprised. Personally, I was hoping the crisscross one would win, but that's okay. I have the stars on. I can't see what I'm doing. Hopefully you can see it. This is the one that didn't make it, which is fine. And before we do anything, now if you are watching, just go down and vote. Just go down and vote. Like, I don't need a comment. I don't need a hi, hello. Just comment which one. So this one is, you can see, is kind of loopy, wavy. Rhinestones, fake rhinestones. And this one is very different. So I'd be curious to see which one you choose, because this is a very different one. This one is, it's a lilac purple. I don't know, maybe my camera's a little too bright to pick that up. Let's see if I lower my light a little bit. I'm going to pick up the purple a little bit more. So it's a purpley lilac. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the viewfinder to make sure I'm showing this correctly. So please, maybe should I keep the viewfinder down? Maybe. Why not? Let's see. Not the viewfinder, the light. It's better. How was your week? My week was fine. Kind of stressed, not for any particular reason, although work is way too intense. Yeah, it's just really way too intense, and I'm not sure that's such a good thing, but I'm sure it is. At the same time, I'm sure it is. And, you know, I've said to my sisters, the trigger, my mother, who's 92, lives with me, in case you're new, and by the way, if you are, please subscribe. Hit the bell it'll send you an email every time I upload. And of course, I would love it if you just hit that little thumb right now as you're watching. Just hit that little thumb for the thumbs up or like button or something like that. Feeds my ego. All right, so Mom was, you know, my trigger is food, and she's, you know, her appetite is not great. But she won't eat the same thing like 2 or 3, like even if she eats it on Monday, she probably doesn't even want to look at the same food until Friday. And she has a very, very limited range of things she's willing to eat. So you're trying to be, you know, creative. And then I'm like, okay, that's me wanting to be creative. But if all she wants is cottage cheese and peaches, that's all she wants. So that's that. All right, let's get into, I'm going to see the Rolling Stones in August in Atlanta. I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am. And I don't know if I've announced this before, but I am going to see the Rolling Stones in Atlanta. Like, this is huge. For someone my age, this is, any age, I don't care, like the Rolling Stones. And I'm driving down Atlanta, which is such a lovely drive. And, you know, spend an extra day there and do a little, I'm hoping, not Lexington Square, because that's a mall. I live in Chicago, like malls are a dime a dozen. But I'm looking for a little boutique-y area. I don't care if it's in Atlanta. It could be in Marietta, it could be in Roswell. I'm probably staying north of there because it will be hard for me to make it all the way to Atlanta driving, like big time. And I want a car. I could fly, you know, I kind of did the pros and cons. I'm meeting up with a Facebook friend and her sister. I have never met her. She is part of my Facebook group, but she said something and I'm like, oh, if you're going, I'm going. Like, we have to go together. And so I'm like, aside from seeing the Rolling Stones, I am meeting a Facebook friend and we are going to rock it out. There's no doubt. All right. I don't even know why I wrote this down, but every time I hear the word den, like people have a den instead of the family room. I don't actually know anyone who has a den. But it reminds me of opium dens from the Sherlock Holmes series. Do you love the headband you chose? You know how certain words just... And I wrote that down because for some reason at the time I thought it was important. Den equals opium den. Can you imagine? And on Sherlock Holmes you see them walking into these opium dens. It's just, you know, my mind travels. What am I watching? I'm watching with great resistance, and now I am head and heels in love with Outlander. Every time I tried watching it, the first episode was a little on the, not sci-fi, but a little on the, you know, King Arthur, Lady of the Lake, kind of that Camelot, and traveling through time. And I'm not a sci-fi person, but I was like, everybody's recommending this. I will make it through the first episode. Got to the second episode, and by the third episode, I was completely hooked. Like, hooked. Binged. And I believe it's on its 5th season, and each season is long. It's 14, 15 episodes, so this is I'll be binging on this forever. But I will say, if maybe some of you like that kind of time travel thing, but it's not for me. But I found that once the story evolved, love it. And it's a romance. It's a little adventure, but it's a romance, and a very different kind of romance, but it's very good. And the other one that I finished, recommended by my sister, was Vienna Blood. It is a more psychological, he follows Freud, he's a recent junior doctor in psychology when the practice of psychology was very new. People were kind of like, oh, okay, psychology. And he teams up with like a detective inspector, and he solves cases pretty much by profiling, which was unheard of in those days. And it definitely had a Sherlock Holmes, not the black and white ones, but the more recent Sherlock Holmes. It was only one season. It was 6 episodes. Oh, I hope they make a second episode. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, thoroughly enjoyed it. If you're not on my Facebook page, you will know that I went to Costco yesterday. My Facebook page is public. You don't need to be a friend. You don't even need to be on Facebook. You can just do, I imagine, Google Facebook Lulu and you'll probably get to my page. Costco yesterday, like, definitely is taking the bull by the horns. I commend them 120%. There was no food sampling. Now, this is a Saturday at lunchtime, and I know they do sampling all the time, but Saturday at lunchtime, Sunday at lunchtime, it is like a food bazaar. You've probably heard this. You don't need to eat lunch. Just go to Costco and sample, because it is every aisle, front and back. It is nonstop. There was no sampling yesterday. And this is on my Facebook page. Every single aisle had men and women in gloves wiping down the surfaces, the glass on the freezers, refrigerators, the rails where the like the meat was. Every single aisle, and no samples. I thought that is very commendable. And someone pointed out to me in my Facebook group that the other rule now at Costco is all the employees need to wear gloves. I think that's fabulous. We want to do whatever we can to curb the spread, right, of the coronavirus. So that was it. Okay, a lot more serious. This is old news. two videos this week that just made me, well, my eyes watered up. One was Carla from Real TV Chicks. I will link the video below because I don't know how I could describe it, but people have, unbeknownst to me, I think unbeknownst to many, have bullied her and bullied her and bullied her. And she is around my age. She's a mature beauty. About how unattractive they thought she was, how oversized they thought she was, how she explains it really, actually quite beautifully in her video. And I don't know who those comments are coming from. I certainly hope not from the mature beauty community. And I'm not saying that younger, but I'm thinking, I don't know, how do these bullies find the channels? How do they just spend all day like looking at, I don't know, today's uploads and click, 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 and oh, here's one we can make fun of. I have no idea. It's not like she has a massive following, mostly all mature YouTubers, but she's taking a very long pause from YouTube. This is a courageous woman. She's on TV. She does speaking engagements. She has a very successful career, and one where you have to kind of fight to get in. I'm very sad. The other one this week is Wayne Goss. He took his video down, and he alluded to this when he started doing his yearly favorites, and he said he's going to get them all like 1, 2, 3 pre-filmed, and then he was going to take a rest because it had been a difficult year. And the other day he finally told us what the difficult year was, and he took the video down. He had, he worked his tail off for his brush line, his own money, his own loan, didn't get sponsors, didn't get investors, and he believed in his brushes. I have them. I love them. I love them. And they're luxury brushes. And he had never been in business before. Like, he was a YouTuber. He was a successful YouTuber, and he realized his brush company was getting to the point where he maybe needed a manager or an accountant to understand, tax law. He did not say this, but you get the impression that maybe this business manager or accountant completely swindled him. Like, he woke up one morning to, I don't know, emails or letters or phone calls saying, you owe this, you owe this. Like, everything he thought he had a positive balance suddenly became a negative balance. Happened very early in 2019, and he has still gone on with his videos. I have started 4 companies. Aside from my career, I keep trying to find something that will take me into my retirement. Unless you yourself have started a company from scratch with your own money, your own limited technology, your own connections, your own suppliers, your own money, your own creativity, your own building a website, your own legality, finding an account, there are no words to describe how much from scratch, not a franchise, not an MLM, but you come up with the concept. How am I going to get this across? How am I going to advertise? Okay, I have to figure out, what is this Facebook click per something? How do I set a budget for that? How do I get my word out? It is so hard. And it's not even that you hope you make money on the end of it. It's just that you hope somebody shows up. And so Wayne, he put out another video. He took that one down because the concern was overwhelming for him. He put another thank you video up. But those 2 videos this week just like, clutched at my heart. I'm also kind of just skipping from subject to subject. I'm rewatching Vera on, I think it's a BritBox, Amazon Prime, and then I subscribe to BritBox. But she's the DCI Detective Chief Inspector, and she She's such a character. Like, she's just, I can't, I don't even know what it is. She inherited from her father, who she did not have a good relationship with. And the series starts out right after her father dies. And as the series goes on, season after season, you learn a little bit more about the dad and why there was a discord. But she drives his, like, I don't know what it is, an army truck or something. It's a Jeep. I don't even know. And she wears this hat, and she always has the same raincoat on, kind of like, oh, what was the detective series? He had on a raincoat all the time. He had a lazy eye. Oh my gosh, I can't remember, but she's such a character, and her team adores her, and smart as a whip, and sees things other people don't see, and puts these connections together. Her interrogation. Anyway, it's a great series. I'm rewatching it now for, I think, the second or third time. I don't really have any discoveries or disappointments from Costco. I will say my sisters brought these over today, and they are in the frozen section. I think Americans or Polish call them pierogies. In Ukrainian, we call them pytahy. And these are potato and roasted garlic. And you do need to boil them. And then I like to fry them in butter so they get a little, not crisp on the outside, they just get browned on the outside. And they were very good. Do I still, in the Chicago area, we have kasha. They even sell them at Costco. I don't know if this is nationwide. By far prefer kasha, but this was fun. This is one. And they also bought the spinach, they brought the spinach cheese version, which I was not a fan of. And I love spinach, but this was somehow not quite right. And that's really the only discovery disappointment. And I'm not sure if this is a discovery or a disappointment, but oh well. And then finally, if you, again, on my Facebook page, I not retweeted, what's the word? Shared a person, like, coronavirus is, yeah, we hear about it. We might be terrified. We might not be terrified. We are somewhere in the middle. We don't care. But when you read someone that you know has actually been affected by the coronavirus, her post is on my page in Facebook. And she feels so incredibly guilty because she feels like she may have spread it to hundreds. She's in a school system, and you don't know you're spreading it because the symptoms, you have it, but you don't know you have it. So you're contagious, but you don't know that. You think maybe you have a little fever or a little flu or whatever, and she's in a school system, and she apologizes. And she's like, if you have been in touch with me, please call your doctor. Suddenly it became very personal. And to hear her apologizing to everybody she's come into contact with, and please seek medical attention. And she's pretty bad right now. She's really kind of bad. She's probably on the brink of pneumonia. She's hardly able to walk. She's developed a severe cough, fever. But it's just different when suddenly you're like, I know, I like, and she's not in my group, but she's just a Facebook kind of longtime friend that, you know, I don't even know if I should say a friend, but someone I'm aware of. And so stay safe, be smart. I will see you. I didn't do a Friday makeup fun video because my head was just really in the wrong place Friday, like just in the wrong place. I'm glad I was able to join you on this Sunday night. I hope to see you Friday, I hope. And if not, I will certainly see you next Monday. And don't forget, if you've made it to the end of the video, which one, would you prefer? The wavy rhinestone, pretty, or the lilac, purple, lavender, which again, I have the lights up so you can't see. Maybe there you can see. Let me know which one. So the wavy or the purple lavender. Thank you. Take care. Have a great week. Bye-bye.